So we are here already. There are two floors. We are at the lower floor and there is the upper floor over there. We will see that also soon enough. The moment you arrive, you arrive with a transfer from the airport terminal, or like I did with Uber, they will leave you here. And here you have a map. You are here now, and these are some of the stations. Here is a map, tickets, taxis, and other stuff. So going up the stairs will bring you to a cafeteria, a coffee shop. You can see the platforms already, and at the other end you will find a ATM machine. I guess there will be shops here soon or sometime in the future. Here the ATM machine. There are also elevators connecting you upstairs. You have stairs and you have also electric, to have escalators. Now we are at the upper floor. It's amazing how fresh this floor is as opposed to the other one below. The breeze is great, and the combination of these plants scattered all over the station, it gives a beautiful atmosphere. There is also police everywhere, so you have a feeling of security. You feel safe. So in that regard, there is no problem whatsoever. And there are signs everywhere showing you where to go. And here we have the shop of the Tren Maya, the official shop of the Maya train, when you can buy souvenirs, merchandise. If you want to remember your trip in this train, it's a nice thing to be able to do. Okay, there are many kinds of souvenirs with like mugs. And you get them only at the Tren Maya stations, I guess. Very nice t-shirts. Tren Maya logo. Bags. And there's a video playing above. For kids. And some tigers. Symbol of the Tren Maya, I guess the mascot is the tiger. Towels. Magnets. And the mascot. The Tren Maya, the mascot. Exactly straight is the airport. Maybe you can see the control tower. And here the very spacious entrance to the Maya train station, which also, besides the cafeteria below, has a go-mart, a mini market, yes, and other types of shops. And I believe in the future, like I show you below, there will be more shops opening. So like I mentioned before, there's plenty of space to sit here on the banks or on the chairs. There's plenty of space to sit as you wait for your train to depart and enjoy the nice weather. You can buy tickets here, and next to it is already the entrance to the platform. More on buying tickets as we are on the train, in the train itself. Some information about the prices and the timetable. Okay, here printed. But like I said, I will show you more during the trip to Chichen Itza, as I will talk about the app and I will talk how do you buy online. So one has to be early here, and I will explain soon enough during the drive about the buying of the tickets and why it's good to be early enough here. So now that I am in the train, let me explain to you how do you buy the tickets. You saw the cash there, you can buy at the station. So the moment you are here, they will explain everything to you, what you need to know about the different prices, different classes. You can also download the app, Tren Maya app. Sorry, let's wait, this noise goes away. So you can buy tickets from the app, and then you get an email without register. I mean, you don't have to register. You buy the ticket, you get a confirmation. Since you give your email, everything goes to your email, and you get a PDF. You can download it, so you can keep it in your laptop, in your tablet, without having to use Wi-Fi connection when you need to show it. So the thing that I don't like, and what it took me so long now, and it's good that they say the ticket, I will show you the ticket soon, to be early, about 40 minutes before departure. I had to pay extra now. What happened? I didn't book the right fare. I know that there is a difference between international tourists like me and national citizens and national tourists, and I had to pay the difference now. That it's why you always have to be early here. You never know what's going to happen. Something that I don't find, oh my goodness, I cannot record in peace. That is me. I'm already upset because I don't think it's right. Like in Germany, if you come to visit Germany, you want to ride the train, you pay the fare like I pay, like a citizen. No one is charging you extra because you're a tourist. I think this is not right. Mexico, really, come on. So this is what the ticket looks like in the premier class. It says here below the weight allowance for your luggage, and then you have to be at least 45 minutes to 30 minutes before departure at the train station. And this was the amount that I pay, and on top of that I have to pay another 400 pesos, the difference between this fare, which was not the right fare that I should have paid, and the right fare that I should have paid. So making it a total of 1,200 and something pesos for two persons at the premier fare. Yes, this is not the regular tourist fare, this is the premier. So let's take a look at the front of the seat. You have a grip and you can hang some clothing here. The tray in front. And the space, you know, the leg room is very good. Here you can lower it, you can lift it. So we demonstrate the headrest. You can lower it, you can, you know, bring it up. And here the seat. So you can recline it a bit, and the armrest goes up and also goes down. And here you have a tray, place for your stuff, and here you can charge your electronic devices. With a USB connection. Also wie findest du das? Ist das komfortabel?
Der Sitz ist bequem, ja.
So he says it's comfortable, the seat is comfortable and relaxing. Yeah? Okay. Within the premier class you have seats, rows with 2 seats, 1 seat, and also with a small table. If you want to stretch your legs and you don't want to bother the other passengers, you can come to the beginning of the wagon. Oh my god, sorry about my English. And space for luggage, as you can see. And the lavatory is here. Let's take a look at the lavatory since we are here now. You know you get to see everything with me. Trip reports, hotel reviews. I try to show you as much as I can from every experience that I have. And the dryer here below. Here, if you need to shave. So that was the end of that. And of course the train is air conditioned. It's a very nice ride, I must honestly say. Between Cancun and Chichen Itza, there are 4 stops in between. Valladolid being the one before Chichen Itza. Also a place worth visiting. Police presence was also during the drive here, the train ride, which also give an extra feeling of security to everyone on board. This is of course a positive note in my opinion, since Latin American countries, all of them, with no exception, sorry that I say this, had a bad reputation of being not safe enough. And it's nice to see that here someone invests in security for passengers, for tourism, you know, since tourism is so important to this part of Mexico. Very well done. So there are some snacks, and there is the bistro in front of me at the second wagon. Wagon, how do you say it? Forgot. They used to be, the meal used to be included. I mean, what is a meal? They used to serve a snack and a drink, and she told me since March of 2025 they stopped the service. And if you want to drink or have something to eat, you have to come here and order by yourself and pay. So, but that is the solution. So when using Premiere, the only thing you pay for is for the space. So like I said, Premiere gives you only more space. That is the only difference. No meal or snack or drink, so that you know if it's worth it for you, the more space, or if you prefer the tourist fare instead of the Premiere.
This station is Valladolid.
So you heard this is the Valladolid station, one station before Chichen Itza. Also, one of the reasons to be early is the security check. The security check, after they check your ticket, it is similar, like at the airport, similar. It's not the same, but your luggage goes through a machine and it's faster, but it could take time depending of how many passengers are taking the train. Yes, so that is why in the ticket is written that you should be 45 minutes before, or at least half an hour before departure at the train station, assuming you already bought your tickets. Yes, because can you imagine if you have to buy your tickets? It's a lot of people not only buying tickets, but like me, paying the difference of the price. It could take time, so to avoid that, just try to be early. So before we arrived, I would like to say that the ride,
Próxima estación es Chichen Itza.
yep,
Next station is Chichen Itza.
there you heard that. So next stop, our stop. So it has been a pleasant ride. Just the thing about the difference in prices is it's not a bit annoying, it's annoying. Yes, because riding a train, it doesn't matter what kind of train it should be, everyone should pay the same, unless you're paying for first class or whatever extra service they give you. But regular fare and premier fare should be the same price for everybody. Like in Europe, you come to Europe, you come to Spain, Portugal, Germany, you will not pay extra if you're a tourist. So to reach the upper floor of the station, you have the escalators, and there is also a lift. So welcome to Chichen Itza. I am recording this segment at the Hotel Maya, Chichen Itza, which has a strategic location. The location is between the Maya train station, and Chichen Itza ruins. More on that in a few seconds. The hotel offers a perfect spot if you want to spend a night close to the ruins or just a few days discovering the area in a very quiet environment, surrounded by the jungle nearby. Very beautiful natural environment. The hotel shares almost the same age as the train network itself, 1 year, 1.5 years old. And as you can see, the road here, that is where the train station Chichen Itza is. The hotel is here, and that is the way to the ruins. The ruins are becoming a new entrance. The hotel often offers transfer, free of charge from the train station to the hotel guests, and also transfer for a fee to the ruins. Of course, in Piste you will find more budget-friendly accommodations. And we take a look now what they are building, since it's not finished yet. One of the things the new entrance to Chichen Itza will solve is the parking place. If you decide to come to Chichen Itza with the rental, or for the locals who decide to visit with their own car, there will be more parking place offered at the new entrance to the site. When all of this shall be ready, I was told, if everything goes well, during 2026, that is the plan. Those of you who have already visited the ruins of Chichen Itza know that there are a lot of vendors in the site itself. So the plan is to move all of those vendors to this complex being built here. As you can hear, they're still building. It's a huge complex, and I asked some of the vendors during my visit to the ruins, and they said yes, the plan is to move us all in there, but whether that happens, it still remains to be seen. So you can get an idea how it will look when here are the places of their shops. Not that big. Okay, their stands also, they don't take much space. And everything shall be filled with vendors selling souvenirs. So it took me walking from the Mundo Maya hotel until the main entrance about 25 minutes, since I've been stopping, recording, but you can see how short distance it is. So this would be the main entrance to the ruins. But there is also something else, this building, which is the home of the Museo Maya. So a new attraction. You have been here before, yes, but there hasn't been a true museum honoring the Maya history and culture. So this is now changing. So next to the entrance of the site, you will find the Gran Museo de Chichen Itza. It hasn't been decided yet if a fee will be added to the entrance to this museum, or if it will be included and the price of the ticket you pay to enter the ruins. Tickets will be sold opposite the museum. The offices will be here where the kids' playground is, if you can see it from here. And they will try to avoid like I paid, or like you pay until now. You have to pay in two places the entrance fee, even though it's one price, but the price is divided. For those of you who have been here, you know what I mean. So they will try to avoid that, so that you pay the price only in one ticket, avoiding the waste of time that has been done until now by dividing the payment in two pieces. So this has been a look at the soon-to-be completed in 2026, like I said before, the new entrance to the ruins of Chichen Itza.
Sí, aquí estamos, sí, sí.
As you can see, there are places to sit. People are still working. The station is still new. And it seems there will be shops in front of me, as you can see, empty shops. Maybe in the future there will be shops here. And as you arrive, as you can see, the gentleman in front of me, these are the buses when you arrive to the Chichen Itza site. The bus will take you and will drop you at the ruins. If you haven't bought your tickets online, here you can buy tickets, and next to it you have a small shop where you can buy snacks, drinks, and some souvenirs. You scan your ticket like we did in Cancun, and then comes a short security check. The difference here is there is no official Tren Maya shop. So if you want Tren Maya souvenirs, you have to get them at the Cancun stop. At the end, one end of the station, you will find the lavatories, the bathroom here, a bit hidden, but there are here at the platform. And the staff member informs you when to go down to the platform. Of course, this is all new and things change from the time I'm recording. to the time you visit the station. I mean, in every station should be the same procedure. So a staff member tells you when to go down to the platform, when is the train coming. So being at the train station, at the waiting area, you cannot do what you want. You cannot just go down the stairs when you want. A staff member will tell you when you should go down to the platform, as opposed to other train stations like in Germany, in Spain. You buy the ticket, you go to the platform immediately and you wait there. No, here you have to wait. So we're going down to the platform. Like I said, in the inbound ride, there are also elevators you can use for persons with disabilities, always access, or if you want to take the elevator down. So as I wait for the train, I was allowed to the platform now. I have never in my entire life have my train ticket checked so many times like when using the Tren Maya. Okay? So, and also bring identification when you plan to ride the train. Sometimes they will ask you. This is something that I also find that the system is inconsistent. Not everyone asks you for identification. I was yesterday in Valladolid. I took the tourist class. Well, that's another topic in itself. And here at Chichen Itza, they didn't ask me for identification, but in Valladolid they asked me. So either you ask in all stations or you don't. So either they ask you for identification in all stations or they don't. Also, all stations have police. They are controlled by police, which is a good thing in itself, yes. But don't cross the yellow line. So they will come to you and they tell you not to do so. What else? For the smokers out there, also to the topics of being consistent or not. We travel Cancun, Chichen Itza, Valladolid, and return to Valladolid. And only now that we take the train Chichen Itza to Cancun, they tell my partner the lighter is not allowed. So some stations where if you're a smoker will let you board with a lighter, so you can smoke when you arrive at the destination, and some will not. So this is a bit confusing, to say the least. Yes, I know they try to do their best, but it's confusing. To be honest, it's confusing. It shouldn't be that difficult to ride a train. Depending what ticket you bought, what fare you bought, Premier or the Clase Turista, the staff member will ask you what coach are you riding, and he will tell you where this coach stops and what part of the platform you have to wait. In my case, C. So for the return trip, I chose a different seat, the seat with the table in front. As you can see, since I will go to the bar, to the bistro on board, and I will buy something to eat, so I can show you also the prices and what is that you can buy. I will also ask, is there Wi-Fi on board or not? As I mentioned before, I went to Valladolid on the tourist class, I don't want to mix in this video tourist with premier, so I'm doing only premier. And premier, this coach is almost empty once again, like on the way to Chichen Itza. But the tourist class was fully booked. So, since it's cheaper, I understand the price is different. If you plan to travel with the train and tourist class, try to book it in advance so you get a seat. Otherwise, I think you will always find place in Premier since it's more expensive. So if you are on a budget, book in advance, save a few pesos. So here's some of the drinks you can buy. And here you have the menu. ¿Tienes tamales?
Me quedan de cochinito.
So you have the map of all the stops, and they don't have tamales. I mean pork tamales, yes, but I don't eat pork. So, and I love tamales. So here you have it. The menu. Sometimes they will have all the options, sometimes not. So let's see what I will take. I will choose something and I will surprise you when I go back to my seat. And here you have the sandwiches. It says don't open, so I guess the staff member will open it for you. So as we take a look to this coach, this is another premier coach as we arrive to Valladolid. The items you saw in the menu, not all of them are available, so it depends on availability what you will get. Also, I asked about internet connection, Wi-Fi. There is no Wi-Fi available. The plans are that there will be Wi-Fi on board, but at the time of this recording, that is not an option.
Llegando a la estación Valladolid. Arriving to Valladolid.
So I got myself coffee, café con leche, coffee with milk, and a pizza with mushrooms. So place for the luggage you saw already. You have also place here and at the beginning of the coach, as you can see here behind the seats. If there is not enough space here in this area, so you can use the space here or here. So I show you behind the seat, and here you have a space, but also next to the lavatory in this corner, also a space for luggage. So plenty of space for luggage. So, and the inbound ride, I show you that you can charge your devices in between the two seats. Here are the solo seats. You can also charge your device. Some of you that know my channel know that at the end of every trip report, every flight, comes the summary. So it's time for the summary for this train ride. And if you ask me, Emmanuel, do you recommend the Tren Maya? Well, I would tell you an honest yes. In spite of the complicated, I call it complicated boarding system, yes, there is no unity between the stations and the way the staff handles the boarding system. Like I said before, in some stations they will ask for documentation, you know, to present a passport or an ID. Some station they will take your lighter away if you're smoking because it's dangerous. So it's not a unified system. There is no simplicity in the system. It needs to be better. It needs to be made easier. But the ride itself, once you're on board, it's okay. It's a great ride, and the premier class is, you know, it's very comfortable. You don't get Wi-Fi, you don't get something to eat or drink, but still, if a space is what's important to you, then a space is what you will get in the premier class. Since I travel, I told you before, to Valladolid from Chichen Itza, and the tourist class, I can also assure you that the tourist class is also comfortable. And that is, I think, why, since being cheaper, it sells out sooner. And like I told you before, if you want to travel on the tourist class, then book in advance. Don't expect to come here at the last minute and get the tourist class ticket for sure, because that will probably not be the case. But something that bothered me, and I try to be objective in everything that I do in my channel, whether trip reports, hotel reviews, as objective as possible. But charging foreign tourists more money for the ticket, no, it's not right. Most definitely not right. People abroad work the whole year, save money for a nice vacation somewhere else. Yes, because not every tourist is rich. People think, oh, you come from this country, you have a lot of money. No, I work the same job as you do in another country, and it doesn't pay well. So, but I would like to save money, and every once in a while travel abroad, see something new, enjoy the life. That is why we work hard. And then you come to a country, because you're a tourist, we charge you more. But do I look like a cow that you milk? No, sorry, but no. And this should change. And I hope that in the future, this topic of different prices for foreigners will be irrelevant. I hope so. So Mexico, something to change, to work on, and to make the tourists feel more welcome. Because you're doing a great job, you welcome the tourists wonderfully, but these things are annoying. It bothers me. Look, I'm upset. Yes, in my vacation because of this thing. It's not, the difference is not like a huge, amount of money, but even 10 cents, why should be there a difference? It's a principle. So enough of me being upset. I'm not that really upset, but it's really bothersome. So that you should not be surprised when you come here from another country and they give you a different fare just because you happen to be from another country. As you arrive at the Cancun train station. Here you will find a staff member, in this case a lady, who will sell you the tickets for the transfer bus to Cancun airport. Muchas gracias.
Aquí van los dos boletos, es el segundo autobús.
El segundo, muchas gracias.
Ya pueden ir subiendo.
Gracias.
Sí, hasta luego.
There is also an ADO bus from the train station to Cancun. Usually they stop at the port. So there is no need to take a bus to the airport terminal and then change. You can go from here to Cancun with the ADO bus. So this was a look at one of the options to get around the Yucatan Peninsula. The others being the ADO bus lines and its competitors. I don't know the names of the other firms, of the other companies. And of course, you can always rent a car. But on a happier note, I hope you enjoyed the video and buy a souvenir of the Tren Maya. When you are in Cancun, you know, always think positive. I try to stay cool. My transfer didn't arrive. I have to book another transfer now. So not always everything goes as planned, but one has to stay positive. Until the next time, safe travel and enjoy your vacation wherever that vacation happens to be.